Hello and welcome to English. It's Monday morning and we're going to be looking at an amazing legend. It's quite an exciting one and really good story and yes, good stuff. So I hope you're going to like it. With our starter this morning, we're going to be having a look for the spellings for the sh sound, and there's lots of different ways of spelling this sound. And the ones that have a ch spelling, which has a sh sound in these words, have a French origin. So what I want you to do is to read the words, and then you're going to underline the sh sound in the word, and then you can look at the word, cover it up, write it down, and then recheck your spellings. And if you haven't got them right, then you can copy them straight off. Okay, so have a little go. The first word is chef, then we've got special, mission, sugar, and brochure. So you can spot those two that are the French, have French origins in those words, and get on with your spelling practice. Okay, and yes, we do have a Minotaur on the page checking to make sure that you're doing your work all right this morning. So pause the video and get those spellings done. Okay, you might want to use mission actually with this with this legend as well. Could be a good one to use. Okay, it's nothing to actually check there because it's just a practice sheet. It's nothing, you can't really get that wrong. So you're self-checking really. So we're going to be having a look at the features of a legend, and we have done we've done this at the beginning of the of our topic this year, and we've had a look at different myths and different legends. We had the first one that we did actually was the legend of Atlantis. Okay, so you're going to read the legend through and you're going to complete a checklist. You must do that. Okay, you should identify the different punctuation used. You'll have a look at this today because you have got some speech marks, so or inverted commas that we use for, I'm so used to calling them speech marks, inverted commas, okay, to denote speech. And so that's a really good thing. You might find a question mark, you might find commas, full stops, you will find you might find exclamation marks. So it's all really good to have a look at, just to make sure that you get, you know where they are in the story, how they're used, so that you can put those in yourself later on in the week. So you might want to have a look at the proper nouns. Names and places in these are they're quite common. Okay, there's lots of different names and a few different places, so you'll find those names by their capital letters. Okay, and if you want to at the end, you could write a list of those names to make sure that you have to give yourself a little challenge, you spelt them properly. Okay, so if you've got one, you could have that as a little red hot challenge for yourself to copy them out, so that when you come to writing them later, then you've got a nice list of them ready. You don't have to start searching through the text or anything. Okay, so you also might find signs. I've put signs here that the story is in time order. Can you remember what they're called, those signs? What sort of things do we have that put things in time order? What do we call those? Hopefully you remember that they're time conjunctions. Okay, so if you have finally or suddenly or quickly at the beginning, or somewhere in the sentence, then often they're openers, but you can have them elsewhere. Then you'll find that it's putting your order in place, and it's giving your work a sequence. Excuse me. So what features would you expect to find in a legend? And these are just sort of literary features. They're not specific to to features that you'll find in a legend. So have a little think. What were those things that we looked at when we looked at Atlantis, right back at the beginning? What sort of things might you find in a legend? They're very similar to myths, aren't they? So have a little list, little look, little think, and try and write a list down without actually looking at your checklist, because you have got a checklist with some of them on today. Okay. And then as a red hot challenge for that, you could put a star by the 3 features that you think are the most important ones to put into a legend. Okay, and why you've chosen them. So that would be amazing if you could get that written down. So it's really good for you to think, well, why do we have this? Why might we have that feature in there? And you might want to have a look at it after you've actually found the features in your legend today. And see if it's the same as the ones that you've chosen now. So here we go. We've got this little legend, the legend of the Minotaur. Now it did make me laugh because I think this little Minotaur here, he's too cute to be a Minotaur. I don't know what he's doing, but he's he's having a little dance. It reminds me of one of the seagulls that my class we spot outside trying to get the worms out of the grass when it's been raining. So I'm not quite sure. It did make me chuckle when I saw him. I hope you like him. It's not very scary though, is he? This is the legend of the Minotaur. Long ago, King Aegeus ruled the city of Athens in Greece. One day he received a terrible letter. "Oh no," he sighed, "not again. It's been 9 years." His son Theseus asked him what was wrong. Aegeus told him the letter was from King Minos of Crete, who demanded that Aegeus sent 14 of his people to Crete. He wanted 7 men and 7 women, and there would be trouble if he didn't do it. King Aegeus told Theseus that Minos sent the people into a giant maze called a labyrinth. He explained that a terrible creature, a Minotaur, lives there, half man, half bull, and it feeds on people. Theseus volunteered to be one of the 7 men, as he knew he was the best swordsman in Athens. His father thought he was crazy, but was worried as no one ever escaped the labyrinth. Aegeus was still worried as Theseus boarded the ship for Crete. "If Theseus survives, fly white sails when you return," he said to the sailors. Theseus and the 13 arrived in Crete and followed the soldiers to the king's palace. King Minos told them to enjoy their last meal before locking them in a dungeon. That night, Ariadne, the king's daughter, saw Theseus and fell madly in love with him. He asked her help to escape the next day. She agreed, but only if he promised to marry her. Theseus agreed, nervously. Ariadne gave him a ball of magic string to tie to the entrance of the labyrinth. At dawn they went to the labyrinth. And I'm stopping it there because actually what you're going to do today is you're going to read a version of the text. Okay, so that's the start of it, and it's actually a little bit more, it's a bit fuller than your text, so it gives you a really nice insight into the beginning of the legend. Okay, and you will read you can read the whole thing, and you'll read the middle and then the end, and it's one of those ones that has a special sort of ending. Right, so here's some legend features. Oh my goodness me, features this morning. So you're going to find 1 or 2 for each section, and you can do some rainbow writing or rainbow finding the features with your rainbow colouring pencils. So what I'd like you to do is make sure you're underlining it in your text, okay? Or if you haven't got a copy of the text, you can write down an example for each one. More than one, you can go through and do the whole lot if you want to, but I would find 1 or 2 examples for each section. With a character one, you might want to find the hero, the heroine, if there is one, a villain, if there is one. Don't forget, these ones are where you don't get all of them in everything, don't forget that. Okay, so you can find verbs used in the past tense. You'll be able to find some objects with magical powers, and a tragic ending. Okay, and what part of that story is going to be a tragic ending? You're going to have to wait and see. Oh my goodness. So nice, scary Minotaur going in. There's a labyrinth here as well. Very confusing, terrible, because you don't think you're down in the dark as well. There's no such thing as electricity in those days. They would have had a sort of like a flaming torch with some sort of like fat on it to make sure that the flame lasted a long time, sort of wax and fat. Probably would have smelt a bit rank down there as well, because don't forget he's been down there for years sort of killing things, and I bet he doesn't clear up after himself. That's nasty. Ooh, nasty. So there's your features. There's the story as well. Mrs. Ludlow has got a copy of the book that this is based on, and it's got some nice little pictures in it. So what I'm going to try and do is to read that, but I haven't got, because I'm at home, I haven't got a visualizer to make it nice and steady. I have to do it on my camera. I can do it on here, but then I'm having to face round and it's not very good. It doesn't sort of work that way with a tiny laptop camera. So I'm going to try and do it for you, and so that you can have a look at the pictures as well. Okay, I'll do my best for that. But it won't be on this morning. I'll try and get it on there for this afternoon, if not for tomorrow. Okay, and I'll have a whole copy of it for you. Okay, I'll do as quickly as I can. All right. I think that's it. Yes, there's the old Minotaur there at the end, looking quite shabby. What's he made out of? He's half something else. Yeah, he's got some muscles going on as well there, hasn't he? And he's definitely in some sort of like Minecraft type scenario gaming world there as well, which I quite like. Okay, so enjoy reading about Mr. Minotaur, and hopefully you'll find him a little bit more scary than that one. I think he's quite cool though. I quite like him. So enjoy that today, and I hope you get on really well finding those features of the legend. All right. Speak to you soon. Bye now.